Well, hello again, and welcome to another edition of the Speed Bag. Today, I bring you a little segment that I like to call, Who Are You Kidding? Now, if you have one of those fancy cable packages that gives you all those sports channels that you previously never even knew existed, you may have seen Justin Gaethje successfully defend his WSOF lightweight title again this past weekend, finishing Brian Foster off with leg kicks in the very first round. Then, as he is known to do, Gaethje did the thing where he climbed up to the top of the cage and then backflipped back into the cage, almost stuck the landing, again, as he is known to do. As post-fight celebrations go, honestly, I think that one is kind of rad. It's a lot more athletic than, Chuck Liddell running around the cage doing his arms all weird, and it contains just enough risk of serious injury that it manages to be continually entertaining no matter how many times you've seen him do it. The problem, however, is the Colorado State Boxing Commission. According to reports, they warned him in advance not to do this particular celebration should he win the fight. But come on, if you are physically capable of doing a backflip off the top of the cage, you're not gonna not do it. Now the commission has responded by hitting Gaethje with an indefinite suspension for unsportsmanlike conduct. And in case you couldn't already tell by my use of air quotes, yes, I think that decision is a bunch of horse manure. First of all, that is not unsportsmanlike conduct. Not in this sport. In this sport, we have seen fighters sprint out of the cage up into the rafters following a win. We've seen them go into elaborate miming acts, digging invisible graves for invisible bodies that they then bury very poorly and without regard for any kind of health code standards. Sage Northcutt did a standing front flip that still looks like some CGI crap every single time I see it. That was not unsportsmanlike. None of that was unsportsmanlike. It's just professional fighters kind of having a pretty good time, honestly. I mean, what, are you concerned that he's going to hurt himself with the backflip? I mean, it's not an invalid concern, but he's a professional fighter. A dude was just throwing punches and kicks at his head mere seconds ago. Let's say injury due to backflip might be his concern to worry about, not yours. Really, as long as you don't keep hurting your opponent after the referee has told you to stop hurting your opponent, there's not a whole lot you can do as a post-fight celebration kind of thing that really counts as unsportsmanlike conduct in a sport like this. Applying it to this situation really just comes off as shorthand for, we told him not to do it, he did it anyway, now we're mad. That brings us to the punishment. Indefinite suspension. Come on, Colorado State Boxing Commission. You know you're not really going to keep Justin Gaethje out of action for any significant length of time over this. You're just saying stuff. You just want him to come back and apologize, pretend that you were right and he was wrong, all so you can pat yourselves on the back and say, oh, look at what great authority figures we are. We totally authority'd the heck out of that situation. Seriously, who are you kidding? Unsportsmanlike conduct? The only unsportsmanlike conduct in this situation is coming from the people who are trying to make themselves feel important and really just making themselves look ridiculous.